This is for anyone to never say that I don't make my own lotions literally from scratch. This right here is the oil phase. This right here is the water phase. When these two are done heating up, I'll do another video and I'll show you the two combined. Because what y'all are never going to do is play in my face like I ordered some pre-made shit and just put my own fragrance and oils to it. No. This shit is from scratch. Okay? Okay. Just had to put that disclaimer out there because I know it's going to be somebody who's going to try me. But it's all good. I'm here for it. Toodles. So, what you want to do next is you want to remove your two phases, your oil phase and your water phase, from the heat and kind of let them cool down just a little bit, not a lot, and then you want to combine them. So now I'm going to remove my water phase from the heat, and you never want to put this on direct heat, like to actually boil the water. You don't want to do that. You want to just heat the water up to a certain temperature. I have my thermometer, but I did that off camera. So now what I like to do is I always use stainless steel bowls, and I like to put the stainless steel bowl on the hot or warm stove, just so this can warm up a little bit and keep the water warm and keep the oil phase warm. So y'all see clear water. There's more than just water in here. There's water, magnesium, glycerin, magnesium for the obvious reasons, for every reason why magnesium is beneficial, and glycerin to help with the moisture factor. So anyway, you need to stop talking. Let me hurry up, okay? Because I ain't got that much time. Water goes in. Oil goes in. Now you want to kind of do this kind of fast because you really don't got that much time. Then you want to get an emulsion blender, and now you want to blend. It's about to go all over the place. Blend it all down. I'll be right back. All that click clacking is because this is a cheap ass blender. Maybe one day, you know, if I happen to make it, I'll get me an expensive one. But for right now, the cheap one is just gonna have to fucking do. Okay? Okay. Let's continue, shall we? At this point, you're kind of almost there. What I like to do is, after I kind of emulsify all of everything together, I kind of like to give it a stir by hands, because that kind of gives me a feel of how thick I want it to be, how viscous I want it to be. And right now, from the way that it looks, this looks like it's going to be perfect. So this is kind of how it's looking now. And in about a good 35-40 minutes, maybe to an hour, this will be the finished product. It will be a bomb ass lotion. Okay? All in the name of science. I done fucked up a good pair of gloves and wasted some lotion just to show y'all some shit. But I don't mind. Because again, you are not going to play in my face and say that I don't make my own shit. It's not going to happen. Okay, now that I put on some clean gloves, oh, let me show y'all something. Girl, your girl done made her own lip gloss too. Yes, honey. So good. It's actually a lip oil. It's a hybrid between a lip gloss and a lip oil. I made this shit too. I'll show you this one day. But for now, I just keep checking. And then actually in a few minutes, I'm actually going to blend it again, because it's going to keep thickening up over time. And then there's another phase to this. So I've already done the water phase, the oil phase, and the emulsion phase. Then I have to add the preservatives, the fragrance, whatever fragrance I may choose, and vitamin E. And then if I decide that I want to add a couple of more nutrients or carrier oils in it just to make it a little more luxurious, I can do that. This is actually considered luxury. So if y'all start seeing the word luxe on my shit, it's because this is luxury. This has like 5 different carrier oils. When if you look up any kind of recipe for like body butters, they always hit you with the standard jojoba oil, coconut oil, sunflower, safflower. This has a whole bunch of everything in it. On top of that, instead of using shea butter, I decided to go with mango and kokum butter, because not only do they absorb better into the skin, they have less of a grease factor and they're really, really light. And I love that for a lotion. I don't like lotions that linger and that stick, especially being a nurse, because I wash my hands so much. I don't like to have to think about touching my papers and then that grease and that, you know, that oil lingers on. So I put a lot of thought into what I wanted this body butter to be. Y'all not even gonna believe how I discovered it. I discovered it from a major fuck up. Like, I was literally getting ready to throw away a whole batch of mango butter because I messed it up. And it did not look like I was going to be able to repair it. And then I wet it and something happened. And then an idea popped in my head. And I put this big ass forehead to use and started thinking about some different shit. And was like, whoa. Stayed up in the kitchen for about a good 4 hours. And then, I did it. So anyway, yeah. Y'all know I can talk. But back to this, to the science lesson. So right now it's still very much liquidy, and I don't mind that, because the more that I blend it, the fluffier it's going to get and the thicker it's going to get, especially at its cool down phase. Now keep in mind, I still have this sitting on top of the heated range, and I did that for a reason. I wanted it to stay heated right now in the heating phase, just in case I wanted to add something else to it. If I wanted to add a little more distilled water. Anyone who is thinking about DIY and making their own lotions and things, just remember to always use distilled water, not purified water, not filtered water, particularly distilled water, because of its mineral content. But anywho, I swear I know some shit. I swear I'm smart. I'll be right back. I might pause for commercial break. Let me show you what else I came up with. Look at this, y'all. So, okay, so again, this is mango butter. So let me tell you exactly why I made this. I made this because I have fibromyalgia. And for the past maybe year, maybe a little bit longer than that, my muscles have been on fire. My muscles, my joints, like especially lately. I just started back seeing a rheumatologist because some things are going on, and I just have not really been feeling well. So I've been Googling a lot of stuff that I could do to help with the aches, and magnesium was one of them. I was like, wow, magnesium helps with a lot. It helps with muscle cramps, vitality, it helps with sleep, all that. So before I even thought about bringing this out to the public, I tested it myself, and I had the best night's sleep when I simply just kind of threw some oils and some magnesium together. I was like, whoa. So let me put that in a butter. Like, oh. So that's what I did. But then I took it up a notch. Like, you know what? I want this for when I'm at work too, because I stand on my feet literally 8 to 16 hours, 5 to 6 days a week. I'm like, I need to be able to take this to work. Now, I did not want your typical jar where you got to dig in it. I wanted something on a pump level, pump or squeeze. I didn't quite want to squeeze it out, because sometimes when that stuff is in your pocket and it smushes. Anyway, look, y'all, I came up with a pocket-sized magnesium butter. Ooh. And you can take it with you. I've been taking this to work ever since Ever since I've just discovered this new formula, I've been taking it to work. First, I started taking it in a little squeeze pouch. Then I put a little bit in a cup. Then I was like, you know what? I found these containers and they are so bomb. It's a squeeze, a little pump. It's 15 mLs. Perfect. Perfect, 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 especially for nurses or people who travel, people who do things and continuously wash your hands. I've been using this all day and I still haven't put a dent in it because a little goes a long. Not only have I been using it, but anybody who walks past me, I'm like, stop, smell this. So I've been, yeah. I be thinking of some shit. People always ask me like, why do you not go to sleep? Why aren't you asleep? This is why. This is why I can't sleep, because I'm always thinking of some shit. And people would say like, oh my God, you know, you can make a lot of money. It really ain't even about the making of the money for me as so much as it is about bringing something to the people. Like, I swear, I feel like everybody can use this. I feel like everybody could benefit, especially nurses, hairstylists who use their hands all the time, who suffer maybe from carpal tunnel. Rub a little bit on your hands, or people who work out after work, pre-work, after work, just to kind of get the muscles, you know, a little loose. And yeah, so I think I'm onto something. I say that to my daughter every day. She's getting so tired of me. Like, Mom, I'm so tired of you talking about this. Well, you're gonna always be tired, because I'm always gonna talk about it, because I love it. I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love. But anyway, these will be on the website for sure. Because yeah, they're perfect. Okay, I'll be back. All right, so at this point, I'm going to remove it completely from any kind of heat source, because now I want it to start cooling down, but I want to play around with the color. This one I made in a pink, and this actually, oh my God, it smells so good. It kind of reminds me of like cereal milk or Captain Crunch milk. It is absolutely the definition of a gourmand. And if no one knows what gourmand is, from all my perfumes, gourmand is just a fragrance word for anything like food, like anything, cookie, cake. That's what a gourmand is. So if you see perfumes and you never knew what the word gourmand meant, that's exactly what it means. So this one here, this one is called Munchie Berry, named after my daughter, Munchie, Josiah. And it's pink. So the next one I'm going to do, I want to make it purple, because this one is going to be called Vayberry, after my grandbaby, which the whole company is named after her. The line is called Vay's Way. I really wanted to do something to leave for not just that grandbaby, but all three of my grandbabies. But I just thought Vay's Way was so catchy. And the name of the company is Vetty's Girls. Vetty, if anybody who knows me, Vetty is my mom. So I just wanted to leave something for the girls. So when I'm no longer here, they'll not only have a legacy, but they'll have something that they can call their own. And then they can enjoy, because at the end of the day, when it's not like 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, this can be really fun. Can be really fun things that you can do with your family if you're not doing it on a large scale. I'm doing it on a large scale. So anyway, this fragrance is more of a fruity. This is gonna be like fruity. It kind of reminds me of let me see, what does it remind me of? Oh God, it smells so good. It reminds me of a combination of YSL Libre, Born in Roma, and Delina by Perfumes de Marley. Those are actually 3 perfume fragrances that I own. So if anybody's familiar with those fragrances, that's what this reminds me of, all combined into one. But I want to make it purple, so I'm going to do a little bit more science. What I'm going to do is everything that I use is food grade, but don't eat it. When you get it, do not eat it. It is not meant for human consumption. However, everything is food grade, including the coloring. So I want to make this purple, like a pastel purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of the still, if y'all can see, it's starting to thicken up. Now watch what happens when I add a little bit of color to it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the pre-made lotion. Oh my God, this looks so good and creamy. So there's one more phase. I mentioned it a few minutes ago that I'm gonna need to add to this, and it's the preserve. It's the end, the last phase where you add the preservatives, the coloring. You know, once you see that your emulsification is solid, and it has solidified, then you can move on to the next phase. Otherwise, you would have to adjust accordingly. First of all, you would have to figure out why it lost its stability, and then once you get the cool down, you'll be able to go back. But as you guys can see it's starting to thicken up a little bit. Now I'm just going to add a few drops of purple, and since this is already white, it's going to give me a really, really, really pretty lilac. Well, that's the goal. So I'll just start off with a few. See, already. Now this is not, if people are looking at this like, oh my God, is this color going to transfer to my clothes? No, it's not. It's not enough. It's not even enough pigment for that to happen. But these are very, look, I want to show you guys something. So on a smaller scale, it's already starting to thicken up. Now, once I add this small amount of purple to that batch, it's going to give me the exact color that I want. If you notice, the more that I blend this, the fluffier it gets. And because I've already made 2 batches, I really don't even have to like test this on my arm because I already know how this formula feels. So the more I blend, the thicker it's going to get, which is why I periodically will go back and emulsify until I get it to the viscosity that I want, and then I'll stop and let it cool down, and then I'll transfer it to my jar. So yeah, guys, this is kind of pretty much it. I mean, I don't know if it sounds simple, but it's really not. And there's a lot that goes into this. You have to get measurements precisely. I'm not a math person at all, but I had to really learn grams and kilograms and percentages, because your formula has to be exact. Your ratios have to be pretty darn exact in order for your project or product to remain stable. So I'm just going to put together the last phase, and hopefully that'll be the last video, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. Be right back. That was a little bit of vitamin E, and this is my preservative. And all the ingredients that I use are, well, for the most part, will always be listed on my packaging, because by law, in order to sell anything, you actually have to list me, make the ingredient list. So I'm just gonna give this another whirl. I'm gonna do this off camera because it's kind of loud, so be right back. To give you a little example, it is absolutely starting to thicken up for sure. And it takes some time to completely solidify. Usually 24 to 48 hours, you'll see the final result. So if you ever, want to make this yourself one day and you're like, oh my God, it's still so runny, don't worry about it. In 24 to 48 hours, once it completely cools down to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit, it will absolutely be perfect. And it's getting there. I'd have to buy me one of those cameras where you'd be able to see. Actually, you know what? This would be the perfect reason for me to buy some meta glasses. So that way you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. And you won't be looking at my fat ass. Not in a good way. Because, yeah, baby girl needs to lose a little bit of weight. But that's okay. That's all right. I'm going to work on myself. Anyway. So, I'll be back, guys. This is a process. It's really a process. And it's one of those trust the process things. Not to be rushed. Absolutely trust the process. I'll be back. So, here you have it, guys. The finished products. I'll say it's about 95% complete because it's still very much warm and still has not cooled down to its final temperature, but I'm very happy with it. It's the consistency I want. The fragrance is out of this world. If only you could smell it through the phone. It has just the right amount of emollients, the right amount of slip. It's not greasy. I just tested it on the back of my hand. It's very lightweight, all natural, 100% natural for all my natural girlies. Homemade with lots and lots and lots and lots of love. Get into that. Get into it. Get into it. It's gonna go into this jar. And yeah, once I get it jarred, I'm gonna show you. I have a bottle of EOS lotion, and I'm gonna show you like the comparison between the three, between this batch, that batch, and the EOS. When I tell you they're like dang near, like, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a dupe. It's just, it's that girl. So thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me for this science lesson or chemistry lesson or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so on a lighter note, on a different note, my website, hopefully it'll be launching soon, and I'll have all kinds of yummy products. I'll have my magnesium butter. I'll have my highly anticipated growth oil, Moisture Max, my lip gloss that I have created. I have a few different colors. I don't think this is a final packaging. I was just kind of playing around with it, but well, final labeling. I do like this packaging because I love a large doe foot. I love a big doe foot because I have big lips, naturally. This flavor is strawberry. I have a couple of other flavors. I have lip gloss, lip oils, lip gloss, chapsticks, lotions, lip scrubs. I have 2 different lip scrubs, which are so bomb. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. This has truly been a labor of love, to say the least. So I hope you guys enjoy the products as much as I enjoy making them. And hopefully this is the start of a beautiful relationship. So again, thank you guys for watching. And as always, later gators. All right, guys. So the very last step that I kind of forgot to mention was to always make sure, especially when you have water soluble skincare products or just skincare products in general, you want to make sure you check the pH. The pH for a lotion or a skincare product should be between 4 and 6. Anything less than 4 is too acidic. Anything more than 6 is too alkaline. So you want to remain right in the middle. So I have my my pH strips, and I'm just going to check the pH to make sure that this is safe for you guys' skin, and the meter is on the back. And my pH is exactly at, the camera doesn't do it any justice. My pH is exactly at a 5, which is perfect, which is exactly where I want it to be. It's between 4 and 6, and it's right at a 5, which means this is going to be safe for your skin. It's not going to irritate, and it's also safe for children. Because it contains magnesium, I absolutely would tread lightly when considering kids. I'm actually going to make a kid safe, a kid friendly version. Probably magnesium, because I remember being a baby, and not being a baby, but I remember being 7 years old and having the worst leg cramps ever. Little did I know that it would develop into rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia. So thinking of, again, my grandbaby and my grandchildren and other children who can't, maybe won't even be able to complain and tell you what's wrong. You have magnesium, butter, cream, goodness to put on them. Use it daily after a bath, use it before your bath, use it just randomly in between. It's safe enough for you to be able to use daily without worrying about skin irritants and breakouts and things of that nature. But as a disclaimer, if you do experience irritation, discontinue use. But I doubt it, again, because everything is natural and food grade. But still, you never know how other skins may react to certain things. So that being said, this has completed the end of our journey. And just to show you guys what the finished product looks like, there you have it. There you have a luxurious lotion, or butter, or buttercream, or whatever you want to call it. I'll figure it out. But anyway, have a good night, everybody.